What's up, Looky Loos? Welcome back to Looks with Ariel. How are you all doing on this fantastic holiday that is in October called Halloween? It's kind of a weird day, just, weird time of year with this whole coronavirus going on. Typically kids are supposed to be out and about doing trick-or-treating and stuff, and it doesn't really seem like that's a possibility in a lot of places. So, overall it's just a weird time. But I did promise you guys that we were going to do a Hocus Pocus video, and so that will be what this is. It's probably going to be a slightly longer video than usual, just because I did get some new products that I want to try, and might as well do it on camera. So, without further ado, I'm going to begin this video with the Fenty Primer. It's the Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. I think last time I had the Instant Retouch primer that I was using, so I wanted to pick up a sample of the mattifying primer and see how this works. And just as like a precursor to this, I used my Tatcha, cleanser and all that stuff. And I used my moisturizer from Tatcha and all that fantastic stuff. I actually love Tatcha. I know it's kind of expensive, but the products actually go a long way. So if you get a lot of money for Christmas or whatever this year, I would definitely recommend picking up Tatcha products, because I've had their products probably since the holiday season last year. And I mean, that's also saying that I haven't really used it as much this year just because of the pandemic, and there really wasn't much of a reason to use cleanser and stuff, just because even though I've been doing makeup, makeup weekends and stuff, I haven't been wearing it as often as I guess I normally would. So that's part of that. So I did pick up another Fenty foundation, but this is my old one. I have a little bit left. I purchased a new one just because I knew I was going to be, running out soon. I mean, I don't know if you can hear the little bits of it running out here. Look, see, even as I'm putting it on my face, I'm running out of product. So this will probably be the last little bit of this bottle that I use, but it worked for today's video. So this will go in the garbage. Okay, so at Ulta, I picked up a NYX Professional Makeup Sponge. I actually really like this sponge. I use this end to do the foundation. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap this in. The only thing I don't like about this sponge is I do feel like it sort of picks up a little bit more product than the normal sponge, because it's a little bit more dense of a sponge. So it's the one thing I'm not 100% sold on. I just like that it can be used for multiple things. I mean, I use this side that I'm using on my face now for foundation, and then I use the other side that you see my fingers touching right now for concealer. So I do like that I can use this for multiple things. It's also really like nice and soft sponge too. So I just like that. It just feels good. It's really bouncy, but again, like I said, the only thing is that I just feel like it soaks up a bit more product than your normal sponge. Who else is psyched for the Sephora holiday sale? I know right now, I believe VIB Rouge members are able to get full access with that 20% off. I am not there yet just because I don't spend money like crazy on makeup. But I'm excited for my promotion next week when I get the 15% off. Okay, so I picked up the Fenty Beauty Concealer, and I picked this up because I like the Sephora one. There's nothing wrong with that one, but I wanted to see how the formulas interact with each other. I mean, obviously this will probably work much better because it's formulized to work with the foundation, whereas Sephora is really not formulized to work with Fenty foundation. I just noticed I was getting like little bumps and stuff underneath my eyes, so I was wondering maybe if it was just because the formulas weren't mixing well. So I picked this up, and I picked it up in a couple shades lighter in the shade 140, just because I do know that foundation is supposed to be, or concealer is supposed to be a little bit lighter. So yeah, that's really light, but it's kind of what I wanted, right? Like I wanted it to be a little bit lighter, so no complaints, at least not yet. So let me pick up a mirror, if I can find one in my little kit and caboodle here. Alright, I guess I'll just use the Shade and Light palette mirror in here. Let me get a brush and clean this out. So yeah, I'm really pumped. I have a bunch of stuff in my cart for the Sephora sale. I definitely know I want to get some more Tatcha moisturizer at least, just because I am running severely low on that moisturizer. I do like to just use it as like a little spritz when I get out of the shower, just to moisturize my face. But I need to pick that up. I have a full-size Fenty primer in my cart. I have some hair products, so I'm really pumped for that. So now we're going to go ahead and use the Fenty concealer under my eyes here. We're going to beat this in. Oh yeah, it's definitely lighter, which is what you're supposed to have anyway. It's supposed to be lighter under your eyes. Makes me look a little bit more, I guess, lively would be the word I would use, I suppose. And I'm just using the other side of that NYX Professionals sponge here. So, I will say there is still some bumps, but I think that's just my skin. I don't know if you guys have seen, like, you know, if you watch beauty YouTube videos and stuff, but, you know, there's the commercial or whatever, like, that ad for that product that's supposed to get rid of those bumps. I probably should get something like that, but I'm not really down to try that. It's not that big of a deal. Skin is skin, as far as I'm concerned. So, bumps or not, I think the concealer is really good. I definitely have less bumps. I mean, that's always good. And you can tell I'm a little bit lighter underneath the eyes. I do have a bump here that looks like a pimple, but it doesn't like form into a pimple. It just looks like a bump. So, I don't know what that is either, but we'll see. I'm also going to a dermatologist at the end of this year, so we'll see how that goes. So you can see I'm definitely lighter underneath the eyes, which is exactly what I wanted. Looks really bright, and I look a little bit more lively, I guess you could say. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into contour. Do the typical little contour thing here. Just a nice line on the cheekbone. Same thing on the other side. I like to like go up and then just like circle it in. Just because I feel like you're definitely supposed to brush the contour away from your face, but I also like to just rub it in a little bit more. And you can already see like my cheeks look a little bit darker. And so I'll tell you this, my hair is up in a bun today because I'm paying homage to our favorite witch in Hocus Pocus, Mary. Just because in this palette in particular, there's not really a lot of shades that like pay homage to her. So, you know, I feel like maybe Mary's color would have been more orange, even though I know that Winifred's hair was like that nice orange. But her dress was more green, so I think her color probably been more green. And then Mary's dress was purple, which is Sarah Jessica Parker. And then Mary's dress was more of like an orangey kind of color. But this palette really doesn't have that many orange. It's like, actually I don't think it has any oranges. So, you know, I feel like they kind of gypped Mary in that a little bit. But that's okay. So yeah, that's why my hair's in a bun today. And also just because I got it dyed last week. And I am one of those people where I don't wash my hair for like a while after I get it done because, for one, I just like how it looks styled afterwards. And two, I feel like, especially with how my hair guy does it, there's no need for me to do it like, or for me to wash it right after he does it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So actually I got a little bit more longevity out of it, and I had a week's time without washing my hair, which sounds gross, but it wasn't oily or anything. But some of the dye tends to run after I wash it, just because that's normal. So I just decided to put it in a bun because I don't want like hair dye dripping down my back or on my neck here or anything. So did a nice little contour on the nose. I don't know if you guys saw, I did like a little bit of contour here and here to make that V on my nose, just to make it look a little bit more lifted. My contour game is like getting a little bit better. I do think maybe it'd be better if I had it with like liquid contour, but I'm not ready to make that purchase right now. Okay, so we got that done. Now we're gonna put on the bronzer here. And I do it just above that contour area, just to give it a little bit more of a lift. And so I was also thinking about maybe buying some blush. I know I'm not like a blush person at all, but I was thinking about maybe buying some blush, but not like a pink blush or anything. And I was looking on Sephora's site, and there really isn't anything that caught my eye. And I was talking to my mom about it the other day, and she's like, yeah, you're more of a bronzer girl. So I'll probably be buying more bronzer when that sale comes. So sorry, you won't get blush from me on this channel. Alright, so now I think we are ready to begin with the Hocus Pocus palette. So this packaging is super cute. I mean, all the shades are on the back of the unicarton here. And then when you open it up, you got that cool little pattern on the inside. It's pretty much the same thing when you open it up for the actual palette itself. And then you have that cool little cartoon of all the characters. So yeah, if you see, like, her dress is more orange, green, and then you have purple. And then this palette really doesn't have that many oranges. It's kind of unfortunate. It's got more of like the purpley pinks. I mean, I know this is probably supposed to be more of like the orange, but it definitely looks more pink than anything. So that's the only bummer about this palette. But beggars cannot be choosers, and I feel like this is exactly what fans wanted anyway. I mean, obviously I'm the one who purchased it, so this is what I wanted. So it worked out, but I just wished it would have been a little bit more all characters focused, but that's okay. So we are going to use a Morphe blending brush. I'm not going to use like my Morphe numbered brushes. I'm just going to use the regular brushes. This I used the other day, so that's why it has a little bit of color, but I also am going to use on the same color that I used when I used this brush the other day. So not like I'm using a brush with already different pigment on there. So I'm using that nice little neutral shade on Toast. So if you remember, Winifred said, I'll have him on toast. So that's where that term comes from. And so we're going to put this on the upper outer edge of our eye and just kind of bring that color in a little bit. And we're going to blend that out really nicely in circular motions. We're going to blend it out in circular motions. And so see, we have that nice like beige color. It's kind of like a beigeish orange kind of. So I guess one could say that that's like homage to Mary, but not really. And so for today's look, because it is Halloween, I'm definitely going with a bit of a darker vibe. And I will say this, so I've been playing with these colors obviously a little bit here and there just because I've had this palette for a while now. The shimmery green color called Yabos, beautiful color, but I feel like it's more of like a greenish gold. There's nothing wrong with that, but I would have just liked more of like a shimmery green, like just a straight shimmery green, but it's definitely more of like a shimmery gold. So, if you have this palette or are planning on buying it off of anybody or whatever, I don't even know if it's available anymore, to be honest, but you know, just be wary of that if you ever do decide to use this, you know, Thanksgiving or whatever. So I'm going to be using, let's see, what brush am I going to use? I will be using the Anastasia brush, the double end brush here, and I'm going to dip in that black shade. I call it a bus. It's kind of like it has a slight shimmer to it, nothing too crazy, but it's definitely a nice black. And I'm going to put that on the outer corner here. I'm going to dot it in just a little bit just because I don't want too much like black on there, but obviously I want enough of it. So now I'm going to just stroke it onto the eyelid there, and I'm going to just blend it out. Get a nice even blend on there. So obviously you can see the color. It actually looks darker on camera than it does in real life. So I'm not sure why that's happening, but that is a-okay. So we got a nice little blend on that one. Let's hope we can do the same thing on this lid, because on this channel we all know one eye never matches the other. So I feel like that's only just me though, right? Like, I'm the only one that it never matches, but that's okay. So we're gonna dot that in, blend it out. Yeah, see, like this one looks way darker than this one. Why does that happen? I don't understand. Why does that happen? Okay, so we've got that one on there. Now, I think I'm going to use the color, I'm going to use Night of Frolic, and that's more of like the burgundy color. Here, I'll just show you. So I'm going to use this color right here, Night of Frolic, and we're going to blend that in to that black. So we're going to start there and just blend that out. Now I will say that that shade and this lighter shade just to the right of that, Dead Man's Toe, on the eyelid, they look extremely similar. Which I'm going to show you guys that because it's kind of the color scheme I'm going for today anyway, but that's literally, like, they look exactly the same. So you'll see that once I do this, but so see, you get a nice blend between that maroon color and, or I guess maybe it's more like a royal purple, but get that nice purple color in with that black. We're gonna do the same thing on the other eye. And I would clean up because that color on Toast, it kind of gets covered by Night of Frolic. So you'd have to be careful with that, but I'll clean that up at the end once I have the eyelid done. So we get a nice even blend into the black. Okay, see, that looks really nice. All right, so now I think I'm going to use the other end of, like, so this is where I had the Night of Frolic. I'm going to use this end. It's clean on this side. And I'm going to dip that into Dead Man's Toe. And you'll see. So it's pretty similar. So I'm going to put that right next to that shade. So see, like, it looks almost exactly the same. But that's okay. So, oh gosh, I have a straight line. That's okay. So I'll fix that in a minute. But I think it blends well, obviously, because the two shades are so similar. But it's unfortunate that they're basically the same color. I don't know if you saw, I just flipped it over because I had to blend that better, but yeah, I mean, they're basically the same color. It's slightly unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to keep that brush there because, like I said, I'm going to blend it together better in a moment here. And I'm going to use this, like, tiny packing brush from the Morphe collection, and I'm going to dip into the color Thackeray Binks. It's the shimmery version of that lighter purple. We're going to dip that into the inner corner here, and we're going to just blend that into the color Dead Man's Toe. And so it gives it a nice look once everything is all together. But like I said, it just looks like it's one shade on my eye, which is, again, super unfortunate, but what can you do? Like I said, beggars cannot be choosers. I do wish that they had more of orange in here because, again, that's more of Mary's color, but it is what it is. Can't complain. We got the palette that we wanted from them, Hocus Pocus theme, so it's alright. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up that color again on Toast with that blending Morphe brush. I'm just going to put that on the inner eyelid there and just kind of blend that out. just to get rid of that purple shade that was kind of higher up there. We're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay. So overall, looks pretty good. Now maybe we want to pick up a little bit more of that black just to add a little bit more depth and dimension. Makes it a little bit more smoky of a look, a little bit more witchy. Okay, blend that out again. Alright, so now we are going to use the smudge brush from Sephora, and we're going to mix both of the nude shades. So we're going to use Full Moon and Hello Salem. And we're going to put that in the brow bone here. Just to highlight that brow, which I know I have not done that yet, but I will in a moment. I know people say you're supposed to do like concealer underneath your eyebrow. I feel like to me that's a little overkill. I feel like it makes it look a little bit too defined if you ask me. Yeah, I just don't feel like that's necessary. Okay, so now, just for a bit more like va-va-voom, I'm going to dip into that shade Night of Frolic with this flat brush here from Morphe, and I'm going to add it to the under eye. And we're going like full witchy with this today. I'm gonna do like a nice black eyeliner on the lower lash line as well. And we're gonna put some mascara on the lower lash line too. So we're really going for it today. Make it look really nice and purpley, super Halloween-like. And I'm not going to any parties today just because cases have spiked up in Chicago, and to be honest, I really don't have that many plans. So yeah, I'm not doing any of that today. But it's nice to like put some makeup on for myself and do a nice video for you guys and make everyone feel like they're in the Halloween spirit. Okay, so now I think it's time to do eyebrows. So I'm going to use the Better Spoolie brush that I have here and just prep the the eyebrows. Okay. Gonna use that Anastasia Dip Brow pomade. That's not what this is. That is the Suva Beauty eyeliner. Not the Dip Brow. Donde está the Dip Brow? Aha, here it is. Okay. So, I have been maybe trying to like play with my eyebrows a little bit more. I've kind of just been putting a little bit here and a little bit here, and then just brushing them out, just because I feel like before I would do one eyebrow with the product on there, and then I would go and try to do the other eyebrow with very little product on the brush. So then one eyebrow looked a little bit more defined than the other one. So I put a little bit of product at the beginning of each eyebrow, and then I just buff them both out. So I'm using this other, I'm using the same brush I just used for my eyelids. I'm using the spoolie on this one. I know this one's not that great, but I use it because it picks up less of the product. It still brushes it, but it doesn't do as good of a job. But like I said, I don't want to remove that much product, so this is good just for that instance. And I feel like I'm talking a bunch of nonsense, but it makes sense to me, so that's why I do it. Okay, so we're done with the eyebrows now. Now, let's find that black eyeliner to go ahead and put on the waterline, the lower waterline here. Okay, so this is the Avon Ultra Luxury Eyeliner. It's the pencil eyeliner. So I'm going to, there's a mirror right here, I'm going to just look down and put this in the waterline here. And again, I'm using that mascara eyeliner mouth to talk because for whatever reason that just helps me focus better. Okay. Looking very witchy, which I love. Okay, see how nice and dark the eyes look now? And my eyeballs actually look a little bit brighter, which is kind of weird just because typically white eyeliner is supposed to make your eyes look bigger, but the darker brow or the darker liner makes them look really big too. Just for some reason it works. Okay. So I did also pick up the new Flick Sticks, or not new, I've already had this. I purchased more Flick Sticks off of Amazon. I have a bone to pick with Amazon, by the way. I ordered this like 2 weeks ago, and it said it was delivered, and it was nowhere to be found outside my apartment, like nowhere. So I like put in a request on Amazon, and I was like, package didn't arrive, please give me a refund. Why that afternoon did the package just randomly appear? Mind you, I did not put in a request until like 4 or 5 days after it said it was delivered. So that just means that whoever the person was who was supposed to deliver the package held on to that package for like 4 or 5 days. Which is just such baloney. Such baloney. But hey, at least I have my package, right? I guess I can't be too complaining, or can't complain too much, but it's just annoying. Amazon needs to get better. Pick up their game, Amazon. Pick up your game. So, I would love to know what Halloween looks you guys did for Halloween. If you went anywhere, if you dressed up at all, even if it was just for yourself. I know like YouTube is full of like crazy costume makeup, and like that's totally cool and fun to watch. I mean, I watch some videos too, but that's just not who I am. I'm not one to like do crazy makeup or anything. I'm just not into that, but I definitely like to watch it. So if you guys want to share what you did with me, that'd be cool, but you don't have to, you don't feel obligated. So once again, I'm using that telescopic L'Oreal mascara that I used in the last video. Again, I really like this mascara. I think it does a fabulous job at making your lashes look super long and basically like falsies. So I'm putting that on the upper lashes and the lower lashes. So now that Halloween is here and almost over basically, are you guys prepared for daylight savings, which is crazy, and the election is next week, so we'll see what happens with that. I am doomsday prepping because Lord knows what's going to happen with this election. If one or the other candidate wins, who knows what kind of nightmare the city is going to be or going to look like. So I am prepping in the best way that I know how, and that is to go to the grocery store in the suburbs and just buy all the food and product that I can buy, I guess. Just because I don't know what's going to happen out here. I'm not going to be locked in my apartment with no way to get food or anything. So I'm preparing for the worst. I hope that you all are prepared for whatever happens, and there's an end to this madness sooner or later. Okay, so for lips, I purchased the Hocus Pocus lip kit, and it's called I Am Beautiful, and this is the one with Sarah's packaging. So the lipstick is called Sarah, and it's the Luxe lipstick, and then the lip pencil is Lucky Rat Tail, and there's a slight color difference between the two, but it's just enough that makes it pop really good. It looks fairly similar on camera, but there is a very slight difference. And also, I just love the packaging of this. I mean, look at the cover of the lipstick tube, and then the packaging continues on the inside. I mean, it's just fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and pop this on. I'm going to line down the middle, line at the top, going to line the bottom, a line down the middle of the bottom here, and then I'm going to just fill in the corners as well. Now, I like these colors because they go really well with my skin tone and just my overall vibe, I guess one could say. But I don't like this, especially for the masks that we have to wear these days, because it spreads and it looks like I have a wine stain on my lips. So that's the only reason I don't like this 100%, but I like it for the vibe that it gives. So, I will say it's a cream formula for the lipstick, but it's not the greatest because it feels dry going on. So, again, cream formula, but with a matte feel. Like, it's really weird, but it's a great color. Okay, so this is the lipstick, the look and everything. I think the only thing that's left to do is to put on some highlighter, and I'm going to dip into the shade Wench from the Hocus Pocus palette. It's a nice, like, goldish shimmer, and it probably shouldn't be a highlight, but I kind of like how it looks as a highlight. So I'm going to use this big fluffy blending brush from Morphe and just put it on as a highlight. Because why not, right? I mean, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything for Halloween. I'm probably just going to the grocery store and cooking a wonderful meal, and that'll probably be all that I do for this wacky day of Halloween, full moon, and daylight savings. I mean, what is the world coming to? So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys have a fantastic Halloween. I hope that your candidate wins for election and this nightmare can be put to an end that we call the coronavirus. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this Halloween video on my channel here, and I hope that you guys have a fantastic day, night, week, weekend, whenever you're watching this, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video.